Hi, I'm Wes. Welcome to Secureish, a cyber series where we explain cybersecurity topics and make it so easy even a baby could understand it. Or your grandma.
And speaking of which, there she is, the one and only Grandma Bands. Looks like she's got her tablet ready to go, and we are ready to get into it.
All right, so on our last episode, we talked all about what data is. Remember that, Grandma? We covered all the important stuff, your personal info, those secret family recipes, your passwords, your bank details. All of it gets created, stored, and shared online. And because all that info is super valuable, we gotta know how to protect it.
Which brings us to today's big question. Who are these people trying to get their hands on our information? And how exactly do they do it? Well, to figure that out, I'd like to invite you, Grandma Benz, and everyone watching, to a little get-together I like to call the Hacker Costume Party.
Okay, let's dive right in. At this party, every single guest represents a different type of hacker. It's honestly the best way to understand who's who in the whole cybersecurity world. So let's go ahead and check out that guest list.
Now, what's so interesting about this party is that not everyone here is a villain. Over here, we've got the white hat hackers. You can think of them as the party's security guards. They're the good guys hired to test the locks and check the windows to make sure no one can break in. They have permission, and their whole job is to make things safer. But on the other side, you've got the black hat hackers. These are the uninvited guests, the classic villains who are here to steal stuff, cause chaos, and just ruin the party for their own personal gain. And then there's this character, just kind of mingling in the middle. The gray hat hacker. They're a bit of a wild card. They'll break into the party without an invitation, but not to steal anything. They just do it to show you that your back door was unlocked. So they might not have evil intentions, but what they're doing is still illegal because they didn't have permission. It's tricky.
So we know who's at the party now, but what kind of tricks do they have up their sleeves? Every guest, especially the bad ones, comes with a whole toolkit designed to fool you. Let's take a look inside.
One of the most common party tricks is something called phishing. It usually starts with an email that looks like it's from your bank or maybe a store you love. It'll say something scary, like, your account has been compromised, click here to fix it. But that link, it takes you to a fake website. You type in your password and boom, the hacker has it. It's a classic bait and switch.
And their number one tool for pulling off these tricks? It's called malware. Think of it like a whole bag of nasty surprises. A virus is kind of like a cold that just spreads from one computer to another. A Trojan is sneaky, like that giant wooden horse. It looks like a gift, but it's hiding something bad inside. Spyware is like a little bug someone plants in the room to listen in on everything you do. And ransomware is the absolute worst. It locks up all your files and demands money to get them back.
Okay, we've seen who these party crashers are and the tricks they use. But the big question is still just why? What makes someone do this stuff? Let's unmask a few of our guests and find out their real reasons for being here. So, what's driving all this? Well, it's not just one thing. But as you can see, the biggest slice of the pie is just good old-fashioned money. Most cybercrime is about financial gain. But there are other reasons. Some people, called hacktivists, are motivated by a political or social cause. Others just do it for the intellectual challenge, like solving a really hard puzzle. And some are even sponsored by governments to spy on other countries. And what's really fascinating is that the cybercrime world has its own hierarchy. This pyramid shows it perfectly. At the very top, you have the highly skilled people who create the tools. But way down at the bottom, you have people they call mules, who might not even know they're part of a crime. They're just asked to transfer some money or ship some packages, basically helping the criminals at the top launder their stolen cash.
All right, Grandma Bands, I really hope you've been paying attention, because now it's time for our pop quiz, and you guys can play along too. Drop your answers to these 3 questions in the comments. You ready? Let's go.
Question 1. What is the main motivation for hacktivist groups? Is it A, personal grievances, B, financial profit, C, the intellectual challenge, or D, advancing political or social causes? Lock in your answer.
Question 2. A negligent insider is someone who compromises security. How? Is it A, on purpose for personal gain? B, as a form of protest? C, accidentally, through careless actions? Or D, by having their credentials stolen? What do you think?
And for the final question, the main U.S. law that makes all this hacking stuff illegal is called the A, Cybersecurity Information Sharing Act, B, Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, C, Economic Espionage Act, or D, the General Data Protection Regulation. Final answers.
So, how'd you do? Let us know down in the comments. I have a feeling Grandma Bands aced it.
Okay,
That was a lot of fun. But now for the most important part. We've met all the party crashers, and we've seen their bag of tricks. So how do we keep them out? Let's talk about how you can stay Secureish.
Building up your defense really starts with a few simple, practical habits. First, use strong, unique passwords for all your different accounts. I mean, you don't use the same key for your house and your car, right? Same idea. Always enable multi-factor authentication whenever you can. That's when a code gets sent to your phone. Be super cautious of suspicious emails, keep your software updated, and just be mindful of how much personal info you're sharing online. These steps are basically your digital deadbolts.
And here's the most important thing to remember from all of this. Cybersecurity isn't just for the experts in the white hats. It's for everyone. It's for you, it's for me, and it is definitely for Grandma Bands.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Secureish. In this series, you'll learn how digital systems create risks, but more importantly, you'll learn practical habits and solutions to stay secure every single day. So please, follow the channel, like our videos, and leave a comment to join the conversation and take control of your digital security.
We'll see you next time.